done that now. Yeah. Because we had that function with Fisher the Bear that Coach Higgins was at this summer. That I think he mentioned that.
There you go.
Good. Okay, yeah, we're looking forward to the game here with the Citadel. 12 o'clock noon this Saturday. And Citadel is a well-disciplined team. They've had some tough luck this year. They've lost most of their close ones. Lost in overtime to Elon, and lost a close one with Furman, Appalachian State. Georgia Southern beat them by 2 points. Georgia Southern was #1 in the country in that division. And then Sanford scored at the end of the game last week to nip them 19-14. So I think they lead the nation in fewest penalties. I wish I could say that about our team, but I cannot say that about our team. But these guys they don't beat themselves. They're an excellent running team, run the triple option, similar to Georgia Tech, Navy, those teams. I think they're averaging around 290 yards rushing per game. So we got to play. We got to come to play, or else they can stay out on the field like Navy did a bit. We might be in trouble. But we're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to see if our offense can play a little bit better. Maybe hit a pass down the field before the day's over, and see if we can move the ball a little bit better. Get some of our players to play a little bit better, not jump offside so much, things like that. See if we can improve upon the game last week. So, should be a pretty day. Should be very similar to last week, I think, weather-wise, about 65 to 70. And Citadel will come in here and play their hearts out, and they'll give it their best shot to beat us. So we must be ready to play. But we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to trying to get the 9th win of the season, which, as we know, has only happened 3 or 4 times, I guess. So hopefully we can achieve that goal. Okay, any questions?
Steve, you mentioned this a little bit, but do you see this as maybe an opportunity to get the passing game really in sync and get ready for next week?
A little bit, but still, again, you don't go into a game saying we're going to experiment throwing the ball every down. We'd like to throw a little bit better than we have been, certainly, but we've got to mix it up and try to win us a ball game the best way we can. But we do need to improve to our passing game, see if we can do a little bit better. So we need to win the game first and foremost. Yeah.
Steve, beyond you being in a good mood Saturday, why did Mike Matulis get a game ball?
Matulis played the whole game, freshman. Hadn't played, I don't think, in 4 or 5 weeks. And I sort of suggested to Coach Elliott, maybe we need to let him play right tackle because we were struggling there. And he's a Florida kid from Florida. That was basically the reason he got one. He played decent, not great, but decent.
He was the first guy you threw in there for Kyle, and then he kind of disappeared, didn't play at all. Why did he fall out of the lineup, and then how did he get back to being a starter?
Well, he got back in because I told Coach Elliott, let's give him a shot this week in practice and see if he can't play a little bit better than who's been playing there. So that's how that happened. We had a chance to redshirt him. I think he played early in the year, but he had a little nagging injury that wasn't that bad, but we've got a chance for a big year. I said, we don't need to be redshirting guys when we're in the middle of one of the best years we've ever had around here. So anyway, he played pretty well. He didn't play great, but he played well enough to get a game ball. We gave a lot of game balls out last week. To me, it was a huge win for us to be able to beat Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee back-to-back years. And we were bragging about it last year because it's the first time it ever happened. Now, lo and behold, it's happened 2 years in a row. So that's neat for our football program, for all Gamecocks to know that we are competitive now. We're not a great team. And we were actually talking in the coaching staff room the other day that last year's team probably statistically was a lot better than this year's team, and yet this year's team has won one more game at this point than last year's. But last year certainly finished strong at winning the last 2, so who knows how we'll do.
Steve, you sounded very happy, very satisfied after Saturday's win. Is this program where you want it to be right now, or do you still feel like there's still some work to do? I mean, are you ready to?
No, it's not where we want to be. We want to win the SEC in the next 3 or 4 years, hopefully real soon. That's where we want to be. So we're not quite there yet. But we were a happy bunch. There's no question about that. But anytime somebody beats Florida, they're usually a happy bunch of people. And if you think we were happy, you should have seen the Georgia Bulldogs and how they were talking and how happy they were a few weeks ago. But you got to remember, Florida is a team that's won several, the last 20 years, 3 national championships, about 8 or 9 SEC championships. So they're one of the elite teams that anytime you beat somebody like that's something you can talk about for a while anyway, till the next year's game. So it was good to win all the Eastern Division games, and even though it appears Georgia's going to win the East, our guys have had an excellent year. We're really proud of the way our guys have played.
I guess you're 43-0 against teams from outside BCS conferences. Do you take a certain amount of pride in that? The fact that you haven't lost to one of those teams in your career?
No, I don't really talk about all that much. We've had a few close games here and there. Certainly with our in-state teams here, Wofford almost beats us every time we play them, and Furman comes close too. And South Carolina State has given us fits. So we don't talk about it. We just need to make sure we're ready to play. We got to make sure we're ready to play, and I think our guys will. We've gotten the last game out of our system, I believe, and we'll be ready to get some good practices in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and be ready to go at noon Saturday.
What's your plan for the right tackle spot this week?
Still Matulis, yeah. Still Matulis is in there. Hopefully he'll get the signals a little bit better. And some of the other guys also. We still go the wrong way every now and then. It's hard to imagine, the players slide right and he slides left. Maybe things like that happen that shouldn't be happening. That happened on the ball that was knocked down and Justice caught the tip ball. So anyway, we got a lot of improving to do if we're going to have a good offense around here. We've been winning with some ugly play, maybe because the other team played a little uglier than we do. And that's sort of what's happened, I believe, a little bit some games this year. But we're still trying to get sharper and more assignment oriented to doing it the right way 98% of the time instead of about 75%.
How would you assess Connor?
Connor's doing okay. Connor had a courageous game, running the ball and so forth. Passing, I'll tell you what, they had some good coverages. You got to give him credit there. And once or twice, maybe he could have stayed in there and fired it, and he took off running. But he's doing well. He's doing very well. And the ability to run the ball at that quarterback's position is gives you a chance to win. Gives you a good chance to win.
Coach, I know you said a couple weeks ago that Georgia won 7 straight conference games that probably shouldn't be in the championship game, but if hypothetically the league said, okay, we're going to change it to where whoever wins the most division games can get into the conference championship, would you be in favor of that?
No, that's just rubbing the green, as they say, whatever your schedule is. We were very fortunate. We didn't have to play LSU or Alabama. Georgia didn't have to play them either. I think Arkansas is a little bit better than Ole Miss this year. And we played Arkansas, obviously. But that's just the way it happened. And Georgia's been fortunate, too. I think their coach will tell you they've won 2 or 3 that could have gone the other way. The Vandy game, the Florida game, and maybe one other somewhere. So they've had good fortune. And sometimes that's all you can do is play it out. And if it was meant to be, maybe you're going to win it, like it was for us last year with a 5-3 record. This year was 6-2. Maybe it's not meant to be.
In terms of Marcus's surgery schedule, what's the word on that, and why has there been a delay?
There hadn't been a delay. That's the way they do it nowadays. They try to get the knee completely calmed down, get all the swelling out, and they're able to, so I guess, isolate the ligament to repair it and so forth. But I believe it's going to be this week sometime. I believe it's the latter part of this week.
How has his mood been?
He's been pretty good. I saw him walking around yesterday. He's off his crutches. he can walk without the crutches now. But yeah, he's looking forward to getting it over with and start rehab. And we all know that he will work extremely hard as any player to get it back 100% and ready to go. And we feel confident we got one of the best orthopedics surgeons in the country, Jeff Guy. So he's ready to get it done and start rehabbing the next day or so afterwards.